Hi and welcome to the Studio Marco Primeau. I did post one of my songs on YouTube recently, and I've got a lot of comments. One was about the drum sound and asking what kind of drum set it was. It's an Ayat drumsmith made of maple. After receiving this comment, I thought, why not explaining what I did while mixing and how I recorded it? So let's dive in right away. So before we go, let's listen just a tiny bit of the song called Coming Back that I produced, recorded, and well, I did everything myself because it's hard to get people in the studio right now. You know why. So let's listen. Give you a chance and to give me a chance to live free again. In all the years that I've known you, you never seemed so sad. But after all the bad times you've been through, your luck should be coming back. So now what we're gonna do is listen to the drum set alone, mixed and unmixed, and I'm gonna explain what mics I chose and everything I did. So let's start with listening to a part of the drum alone. The mix is pretty clean. There's a little bit of effects, reverb, but not that much. Let's start with the mic choice. So the bass drum was recorded with a Sennheiser E602. Snare drum, the classic Shure SM57. And after that, the bottom snare was an AKG C418, usually taken for toms. And after that, the overheads were Shure KSM 44 in a spaced pair. Toms were AKG C418. And after that, the room mic was a microphoneparts.com do-it-yourself kit. It's the T47. After that, the Ayat is a Shure SM81, and the ride is an AKG C1000. Every track goes to a drum bus, so if I hit solo, we only have the drum in the song. So let's check on the mixer and see what I did. So you see here, there's an EQ on the bass drum. I did push a lot of high-end to give it some punch and some attack, so we can hear it through the mix. If we listen to just the bass drum, and if I remove the effects, just the EQ. And after that, I did put a compressor, the Royal compressor. I did find that without changing anything to the default settings, it was giving something to the bass drum, and that's why I chose this compressor. Okay, and now the snare. The only thing I did to the snare was adding an EQ. I removed the low end to remove a bit of bleeding from the bass drum. And then here it was a bit nasal. So I removed a bit of the 500 hertz. Let's listen with and without. the snare might sound a little bit thin because of the EQ, and I'm removing a lot of low end and of course in the mids as well. But in the complete mix, it made sense. That's why I did it this way. And the bottom snare, I didn't do anything. On the top snare mic, I did add some reverbs, so we can remove the drum reverb. Let's see what it is. That's the reverb and the settings. And if we listen to just the reverb alone, and if you look on the mixer, you can see that I have an aux sent to the main reverb, which has the guitars and the vocal and other instruments. And this is to give it a wide space for the rim shot on the snare. So if we listen to the first part of the song, so what I did is I automated the aux send to shut down when the drums start after the rim shot. So if you want to look at it, the overhead did not do anything to them. If we solo them, no reverb, nothing, no EQ. They were sounding good like that. After that, we get the toms. I did put a tiny bit of the drum reverb, which is a very short reverb. And then I did put some EQs on them. This is the EQ. Let's start with just the high tom, and we're gonna go further in the song. Maybe here. So to explain what the curve that I made, I'm not always mixing the drums like that, but this is what I did. So this is the main frequency the tom resonates to. And here I removed this part to remove a bit of cartoon-like sound. And this is to give it some presence in the mix. So if I play, I could have put a gate as well to remove some bleeding, but I did not feel the need to in the whole mix. It was okay. And after that, the room mic. There's nothing. So I made a mistake. I don't have any sound on the room mic track. So either I did not plug the microphone right, or I did not activate the phantom power. Whatever the reason, I don't have that track. For my song, I did the whole mix, and for me it's sounding good, so it's not a problem really. But what if I needed that room mic track? Or what if a customer sent me a drum track and there's no room track? Well, we can cheat it. Let's do it. Okay, so let's say you don't have a room track, you did not record one, or you did like I did and messed up. So what you could do to cheat it is to take one of your overhead tracks and make a copy. So in Samplitude, you want to be at Snap to Objects first. Make sure you are at the beginning of the track. You hold Control, click on the track that you want to duplicate, and you drag like this. So what it does is that you have an overhead track that is the same as this one. So for now, it does not sound like a room track at all. So what we're going to do is cheat it a little bit further. We're going to go into the mixer. We're going to start with an EQ. So let's EQ it. The room track won't have so much of a direct high frequency, so we're going to lower them quite a bit. And we're going to remove also some of the low end. Remember, what we want to do here is to emulate a microphone being far away from the drum kit. So of course the lower frequencies won't be that prominent. So with and without. And then we're going to put a reverb on it. You could use a Knox, but I found that if I want to compress the room mic and the ambience of the reverb at the same time, it's easier to do it on the track itself. So I'm going to load a reverb right here. So usually rooms are short reverbs, but of course you can be creative and do whatever you want. Let's listen what it is right now. Okay, let's make that track a stereo track. And then we go back to the reverb. Oh, I need to unload it and redo it so it will be stereo compatible. So like this. And then we have access to the stereo width. So again, shorter stereo, maybe a bit brighter. So with the mix knob, you can put a bit of the original sound in it. And then we're going to compress the whole thing. And now let's put it in the mix. We're going to lower the volume and push it up until it sounds natural, like if there was a microphone in the room. With and without. And there you go. That's how you cheat not having a room mic and create one. So let's go to the hi-hat. Again, I did not do anything to the hi-hat. No EQ, just the panning. Same thing, the ride, nothing has been done to the tracks. So let's check with the drums alone, but without any effects. And now with the effects. So that's it. Let's listen to a part of the song again. To give you a chance and to give me a chance to live free again. In all the years that I've known you, you never seemed so sad. But after all the bad times you've been through, the luck should be coming back. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button, consider subscribing, and click on the bell to receive notifications. Put questions and comments below, and of course, share my videos. It's always a great help.